Strahara. Welcome back to my channel. So I just want to do a quick update for this trick or treat-a-thon. I was doing so good. I mean, in like 2 days I finished first 2 books in my trick or treat-a-thon TBR. I've gone. I should probably grab the book before I sat down to film this video, but I'm not that smart. Ow! What did I just? Ow, that hurt. Okay. I have gone further in this book, not that much, but a little bit, and I'm only reading it at night and only for the last few days. So I'm doing I've already gotten a pretty good chunk out of it for a couple hours, for like nights for the last few days. I didn't read last night because I didn't want to. But the chapters aren't too long. Some of them are a little bit longer. That's also why it's not taking me that long. The chapter I'm on apparently takes a little bit. So yeah. Is that there's like parts in the story too, like, so I'm gonna find a certain day that I want to be done with part 1 and then start part 2. I don't know what day, or maybe I just don't care enough this month. I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely finish it before the end. I mean, I've already gotten that much done with it, and it's the 6th, and I have all this to do, but that won't take long. I'm only reading them at night, but I started the Red Queen. I've got a couple chapters, or not chapters, a couple pages in. I'm not that into it, but it is the very beginning, and a lot of times the beginnings are pretty boring because they have some explaining to do and they have to build up to the actual storyline, because they want to give you a feel of the characters and stuff. Usually in the stories that I write, like my published story, Jasmine Perez and the Wicked Sorceress, available on Amazon, at the end of chapter 1 something happens that will keep people's intrigue, and I like to do that to like kind of start the action soon. Even if I have to take a break from the action to explain some stuff, then the action goes back up or whatnot. How many books are in this series? I think there's 3. I'm not 100% sure though. Last Sword, Cruel Crown, I don't know if there's any more. But it took me a couple of days to even want to pick it up, and then now I can't get through chapter 1. I just don't have any drive at all to finish this book. I don't have any drive to read this book. I kind of like the cover. I don't usually, I mean, until recently I never really paid too much attention to covers. But I kind of like this, you know, with the crown with blood dripping off of it. I kind of like that. But I don't know if I can really get into the story, but I want to. It's taking forever. I have all month to read it. So, but I also have 2 more books I need to read this month, I think. Yeah. I already... okay. Oh, I forgot to mention, like my shirt, it's a book-themed shirt. Bookmarks are for quitters. I have 2 books. My other book-related shirt is my favorite out of the 2, but I still love this one, obviously. I bought it and I'm wearing it. The other one, it has a small picture of a book and it says, it's a good day to read. And yeah, and I have a Harry Potter Remember-all. If you're a true Harry Potter fan, you know what a Remember-all is. I have a lot of Harry Potter jewelry, and I do mean a lot. I have a whole drawer in my jewelry box just for Harry Potter jewelry. I'm not even kidding you. Like, one of these days I'll just show you all my Harry Potter jewelry. But yeah, okay, that wasn't the point of this conversation. Let me find the list of the trick or treat-a-thon. It's easy to find, I know exactly where it is. Okay, so I already took out which read a book with a female lead who will probably hex you if you mess with her, which is Lizzie Hart, daughter of the Queen of Hearts, which is one of the main characters in this book. Then I did the second book I read for prompt number 5, demon, read a book that has more than one point of view, like those possessed by demons. Those two took me absolutely no time at all to finish. So and then I started this one, which I'm only reading at night, cause for one of the prompts. I'm actually using this for 2 prompts. 2, vampire, read a book with love interest you shouldn't be in a dark alley, but you want to. 3, werewolf, read a book only at night. So that's why I can only read it at night to check off both of those prompts. I don't have 6 because 1 I'm using for 2 prompts and 1 I can't do at all. There's like 8 prompts, but 1 of them I can't do because it's Faye, read a book you've always been too scared to pick up, and there's no book I'm too scared to pick up, just like there's no movie I'm too scared to watch. I mean, there's some that I'm maybe a little bit nervous for, like the Red Queen, because I'm not 100% sure I'll really be into it, which so far it seems to be right. But anyways, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good on this. See? And I like it. It's not one of my favorite books, but I do like it, obviously. I'm rereading it, aren't I? And I kept it. So, then this one will be for Siren, read a book someone has recommended to you. I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to finish this over the month. This one I will. This one I don't know. I'll give it a couple weeks. Like in the middle of the month. If I still haven't gotten that far into the book, then I'm just gonna quit it. And because I still need to read these 2, which shouldn't take long at all because I love them. I've only read them both once, but I absolutely love them. This one is The Legend of Shadow High by Shannon and Dean Hale, which is a crossover between Monster High and Ever After High. Shannon Hale is also the person that wrote those Ever After High books, like these. I did videos on all 4 of them. But this one the prompt for this one is zombie, read a book that features a disaster, which most of the books I read obviously features a disaster because, like, I think most fantasy books have at least one disaster somewhere throughout the story. But this one is the last book I wanted to read over the month because I wanted to read the other books right after, because I always like to read the series in order, obviously. So I want to read this at the end of the month so that beginning November I can reread the other books. So yeah, so that's why I'm saving this for last. But this will be for, which one is it again? Ghost. Read a book set in a place you want to hunt. Who wouldn't want to hunt Monster High? Right? Right. But this one and this one shouldn't take me that long, even if this one seems kind of thick. This one a little bit. But I don't care because I read them once and they were awesome. I got through them in no time, and I know that will happen again. So I'm gonna give this 1 week, maybe 2. Maybe I'll see if I can give it to half the month, and then I can give this for 1 week and this for the last week. Because I might have a job by then, so it might be hard to read as fast as I was reading. Like these books, I finished in the first 2 days of the month, so I started this off really well. So I'm really proud of myself, and I already started this one too. Well, it might have been 3 days, because I think this one I did have a little hard to get into, but I forced myself to read it. This was only 2 stars. This was 5 stars because it was amazing. I recommend it. You have to be an Ever After High fan to read it, I guess. I guess you don't actually have to enjoy the story, though. But it was amazing. This, I rated 2 stars. Even the stories with the characters that are my favorite characters, still wasn't that into it. This on Goodreads, I think I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, 4 or 5 stars, because I love it. I'm not usually big on retellings, but I do want to read the rest of her series of retellings, because she always puts a twist on there, and it's always interesting to see this own twist. So I do want to check them out. Not all of them, like only for the fairy tales I even care about. I don't want to read the Snow White one or the Cinderella one because I don't really care about those fairy tales. I want to read the Mulan one. That's like one of the big ones I want to read. I want to read the Frozen one. there's another one I really wanted to, oh, the Alice in Wonderland one I really wanted to read. And there's a couple other ones I do want to check out, like the Little Mermaid one, the Sleeping Beauty one. Those aren't some of my favorite fairy tales, but they're not some of my least favorite either. So after I read my favorite ones, I think I'm gonna give those a try just to see how they are, see if I like them. But yeah, so please help me get through this book. Tell me, is it worth it? I need to know. I don't know. I mean, when I first picked it up, it obviously seemed interesting to me, but I don't know what happened, but I just lost all intrigue I had to read it. And now I don't know. And now I can't get into it. And I don't know if I'll be able to tomorrow. Well, I might be able to for some of tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm gonna try and force myself to read this. Try to see how much I can get into it. Maybe not tomorrow because I have things to do. So the day after tomorrow, I'll see if I can do that. I'll force myself to read in the next couple days. I promise. I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to keep that promise, but I will see how I can do. Even if it's just small chunks throughout the day, you know, I'll be okay with that because that means I read something. Tonight, I'll probably read this. I better start drinking my soda before it gets warm. I don't like warm soda. And I got it out before the video started. So yeah, I just have to get through this. This I'm rereading with it, which is really weird to read 2 stories at once because until last month, I never done that before with the old book club, which I explained to you. My mom, if you're new to the channel, my mom and I are starting this book club. And it was actually her idea, and which surprised me because she's not much of a reader, but she's trying to get into reading a little bit. I chose the first book, which was last month, but she didn't finish it. She's having trouble getting into it. So since I started this Treadathon, we agreed to for her to use this entire month to read it, so I can finish this Treadathon and not have to worry about the book club too. And then next month she chose one of my books because she doesn't own very much books, but she did choose one of my books. I set aside a group of books that she said looked interesting to her, so she'll start picking. For next month, she already chose that it's going to be Isle of the Lost because she likes the Descendants movies, so she wants to give those 4 books a chance. She also said Effigy's trilogy looked interesting, and it's one of my favorites. What else did she say? I think she should try Skinjagger trilogy. I don't think she said that's one of the interesting ones to her, but she's also considering the Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, which is pretty much a Harry Potter spin-off. A lot of people say they wish there was a Harry Potter spin-off. Most people don't even realize there is a Harry Potter spin-off. It's called The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. I didn't even know it existed until a few years ago. My friend gave it to me for at my birthday party. She gave me the first 2 books, and then I discovered them and bought the rest because I liked it. So hopefully I'll be reading that soon. I'll probably in the book club if she ends up choosing it. So yeah, fun. But so at the first of each month, I'll upload a video of us discussing the book and choosing the next book, and like a book club thing. So there will be uploads starting November 1st. Will be the first upload, then December 1st, and so on. Same with January 1st. January 1st, that'll be the only yeah, I'll definitely upload it January 1st for the December book. But January 1st, I'll also be busy because I'm planning on publishing my story. But I've already published the first one, so it shouldn't be too hard to remember what to do to publish the sequel of it. So yeah. So you should definitely give this a try. I recommend this, definitely. Highly recommend it. Recommend this. Do not recommend this, and you don't actually have to read it in the series. There's 4 books. This is the 4th one, which is more of a prequel, but you don't actually have to read it to understand what's going on. If you want to read this, you absolutely have to read the 2nd book, because the villain of this book is freed from his prison in the second book. So you absolutely have to read the second book to read this one. And which the second book I rated either 3 or 4 stars. It was good. It was good. I think 4. It was good. It's just not great like this book is. The first book I do not recommend, and I do not think you have to read it to read the other 2. The first book was 1 star. It's even worse than this one. This one was just boring. That one actually irritated me. So yeah. But yeah, I recommend this. Not so much this. Recommend this. Not sure yet about this. We'll see how I feel. Recommend this and this. That's a lot of recommendations. So yeah. I'm putting this book back in my purse. I always have to keep one book with me at all times whenever I go somewhere, so I always have a book with me in my purse. So please like and subscribe and comment how you're doing on your trick-or-treat-a-thon and how you think I'm doing. So I will see you next time.